All right, folks, get ready to grab your wands and hop on your broomsticks. We're about to take a deep dive into the world of Harry Potter.
More specifically, its grand arrival in Shanghai.
That's right. A brand new Harry Potter studio tour is coming to Shanghai in 2027. This will be only the third one of these globally.
Warner Bros. Discovery is really going all out with this one.
Oh, absolutely. It's not just a small exhibit.
Not at all. They're actually taking over the entire former Jinjiang Action Park.
Jinjiang Action Park.
It was a pretty nostalgic spot for locals, from what I hear.
I can imagine. So I guess that choice of location is pretty interesting then.
Yeah, you could say that. On the one hand, you have this nod to Shanghai's past, appealing to the locals, with their memories. But on the other hand, it's also a brilliant strategic move.
Oh, so?
Well, think about it. It's really close to Hangzhou International Airport, which means...
Easy access for all those international fans.
Exactly. A perfect spell for boosting tourism, don't you think?
Oh, for sure. And speaking of spells, let's talk about the Harry Potter fandom in China. It's already huge, right?
Absolutely massive.
I mean, they're even giving Harry a Mandarin name, Jimadoop.
It goes way beyond just a name, though. The rescreenings of the films were incredibly successful. And the Wizarding World at Universal Studios Beijing,
Heck, I bet.
overflowing with fans. There's definitely a huge appetite for anything and everything Potter in China.
Which makes you wonder.
How this new studio tour will tap into that.
Exactly. What kind of things can visitors expect? What can they actually see and do?
Well, think about those immersive sets we've heard about from the tours in London and Tokyo.
Oh, you mean like walking through Diagon Alley?
Precisely. Stepping onto platform 934.
Wow. Maybe even exploring the inside of the Hogwarts Express.
I wouldn't be surprised. They're likely to recreate all those iconic locations with incredible detail.
I can already picture myself picking out a wand at Ollivander's.
Or trying to sneak into Gringotts.
It sounds incredible. But aside from the spectacle, what else makes this project so significant?
Well, there are layers to this, just like a well-crafted potion. On the surface, it's entertainment, a chance to really dive into the world of Harry Potter. But look deeper. And it aligns perfectly with China's push for boosting domestic consumption and attracting international tourism, of course.
Right.
This is a multi-million-dollar investment.
Wow.
A real statement of confidence in the power of the Harry Potter brand.
I see what you mean. It's more than just a fun attraction.
Much more. There are definitely cultural implications here. This could be a major bridge between China and the West, a shared experience that transcends borders.
Absolutely. And the timing is pretty interesting, too.
You're thinking about Jinjiang Action Park closing?
Yeah. It officially closed on January 26th of this year to make way for this transformation. That really speaks volumes about their commitment to this project. They're not messing around.
Definitely not. This is a massive undertaking, and they clearly believe in the magic, both figuratively and literally. What's really captivating is how this project could actually shape the Harry Potter franchise itself. Like, will we see unique elements, things tailored to Chinese culture?
Ooh, that's a good question.
Magical creatures from Chinese mythology, perhaps. It really opens up a whole new realm of possibilities.
I love that. Imagine a Chinese dragon soaring over Hogwarts. Or, like, a fantastical Chinese market right in the middle of Diagon Alley.
Exactly. The potential for some creative fusion is just enormous.
Huge. So 2027 is the target opening, right?
That's the plan.
What other concrete details do we know so far?
Well, we know it's going to be big.
How big are we talking?
Approximately 53,000 square meters.
Wow.
Yep. And it will feature both indoor and outdoor spaces.
Sounds like you'd need a whole day to explore it all.
At least half a day, for sure. And they're not limiting themselves to just the studio tour either.
What else is there?
They're also incorporating a supporting landscape park, and they're revamping the existing Ferris wheel from Jinjiang Action Park.
Oh, right.
So it's all about creating that complete destination experience.
Makes sense. They're not just attracting diehard Potterheads then, are they?
Not at all. This is for families, tourists, really anyone looking for a fun day out.
Clever move. It definitely broadens the appeal.
Exactly. It becomes a multifaceted attraction, which, from a tourism and economic standpoint, is a really brilliant strategy.
It's definitely got me interested, and I bet there are tons of fans out there who are already conjuring up their travel plans.
I am sure. And as we get closer to the grand opening, we'll be keeping a close eye on all the new developments, any spells, magical creatures, all that good stuff.
I'm especially curious about those creative choices, blending the Harry Potter world with Chinese culture.
Oh, absolutely. What do you think the chances are of seeing a Quidditch match with a Chinese twist?
Or some familiar magical creatures reimagined.
Now that's an intriguing thought. Imagine a quaffle.
But it's like a traditional Chinese lantern.
Ooh.
Or a golden snitch with intricate jade carvings.
Wow, okay, I can actually see that now. And what about the creatures? Could we maybe see a Huli Jing, you know, the nine-tailed fox spirit running amok in Hogsmeade?
Maybe even a benevolent dragon guarding Hogwarts, inspired by Chinese mythology.
You're really good at coming up with these scenarios. It makes me think about how universal mythology is, and how stories can really transcend cultures.
I couldn't agree more.
Speaking of transcending cultures, let's talk about the impact this could have on the Harry Potter franchise itself.
Oh, you mean like, could this project in Shanghai actually influence future books, movies, even video games?
Right.
It wouldn't be surprising to see elements of Chinese culture woven into future Harry Potter storylines for sure.
Imagine a new character who has ties to Chinese magic.
Or maybe the magical world expands to include locations based on Chinese landscapes. And mythology, of course.
I'd love to see how J.K. Rowling, or maybe even a new generation of storytellers, could incorporate all of that, make it feel authentic, you know, and really expand the universe we know.
It would definitely breathe new life into the franchise and attract a wider audience, I think.
It's almost like adding a new ingredient to a really good recipe. You're not changing the dish completely, you're just enhancing the flavor.
I love that analogy.
And speaking of flavor,
we can't forget about the potential for culinary delights. Imagine tasting magical treats inspired by Chinese cuisine.
I'm ready for those enchanted dumplings with magical fillings you talked about earlier.
And how about some butterbeer infused with the flavors of traditional Chinese tea?
Chrysanthemum butterbeer. Sign me up. Okay, I'm officially craving a trip to this place. But beyond the food and the creatures, this is a huge cultural exchange.
Definitely. It's a chance for people in China to experience the magic of this beloved Western story. And for fans all over the world to see that story through a Chinese lens.
It's like building a bridge between worlds, don't you think? Fostering understanding and appreciation for different cultures through storytelling.
And this is just the beginning, remember. As we get closer to 2027, I'm sure we'll uncover even more fascinating details about this project. I'm especially interested in the design and construction of the tour.
Oh, me too. Will they use traditional Chinese architectural elements?
Cutting-edge technology to blend the real and the magical, maybe.
The possibilities are endless.
I also wonder how they'll handle the language aspect.
Oh yeah, that's a good point.
Will the tour be mainly in Mandarin with English translations? Or separate experiences for different languages?
They'll have to figure out how to make the magic accessible to everyone and be sensitive to all the nuances of language and culture.
It's a tough challenge. But they chose a location that really embodies that blend of tradition and modernity.
Shanghai really is a city of contrasts, isn't it? Ancient temples and towering skyscrapers, traditional tea houses and trendy cafes.
It's the perfect setting to bring the magic of Harry Potter together with the cultural heritage of China.
And let's not forget that China already has such a rich tradition of storytelling and mythology.
Absolutely. Imagine walking through an exhibit that explores the connections between Western and Chinese magic, the similarities, the differences.
It would be such an immersive and educational experience. Really gets you thinking about how magic appears in different cultures.
And who knows, maybe this will inspire a new generation of Chinese storytellers. They could create their own magical worlds, drawing on both Western and Eastern traditions.
Wow, that would be incredible. A whole new genre of fantasy, literature, and film coming out of China.
It would really show the power of cultural exchange, wouldn't it? The boundless potential of human imagination.
This isn't just about entertainment.
No, it goes way beyond that. It's about promoting understanding, celebrating diversity, and fostering that sense of wonder in a world that can sometimes feel a bit, well, ordinary.
Beautifully said. It's not just a tourist attraction. It could be a catalyst for so much more. Creativity, cultural exchange, and a whole new appreciation for magic.
We'll have to wait until 2027 for the grand opening. But until then, let's keep those imaginations open.
And our wands at the ready.
Who knows, maybe we'll even get to see it all firsthand.
You know, for all this talk about magic and dragons, we haven't really touched on the more practical side of things.
You mean like the economics of it all?
Exactly. This project is a pretty big deal, financially speaking. I mean, Warner Bros. Discovery is making a massive investment here. They're really betting on the Chinese market, huh?
Oh, absolutely. And on the enduring appeal of Harry Potter, of course.
Makes you wonder what kind of financial returns they're expecting.
Well, it goes beyond just ticket sales. Think merchandise.
Oh, right, of course. Wands, robes.
Exactly. Food and beverages, licensing deals, it's a whole revenue stream ecosystem.
And then there are the ripple effects on the local economy too, right?
Exactly. Just the construction alone will create a ton of jobs.
Mm.
And there's staffing once it's open, plus all the potential for spin-off businesses, increased tourism spending in the whole area.
It's like a wave of prosperity spreading outward.
You could say that, but it's not just about money, is it?
No, not at all. There's that cultural capital it brings to Shanghai. Hosting an attraction like this, it really elevates the city's global standing.
Makes it a hub for entertainment, tourism, you name it.
Attracts investment, talent.
Yeah, they're adding another feather to Shanghai's cap.
So what really stands out to you as the most significant aspect?
Oh, that's tough. So many things to choose from.
I know, right?
But if I had to pick one, I think it's got to be that potential for cultural fusion. The way this project could blend Harry Potter with elements of Chinese culture, it's really exciting.
I agree. It's like a chance to create something totally new, something innovative.
Something that resonates globally.
It's like they're opening a portal between two worlds, allowing them to influence each other, inspire each other. Maybe this is just the beginning of a whole wave of collaborations between China and the West.
It's fascinating to think about, isn't it? And in a way, we've only scratched the surface here, even with this deep dive.
That's what I love about exploration, right? There's always more to uncover, more connections to make, more to learn. I can't wait to see what surprises await us as we inch closer to 2027.
Me neither. It feels like this project is going to have a real impact on the world, and we'll be here to witness it all.
Until then, I guess it's safe to say we're both officially under the spell of this Harry Potter studio tour. For our listeners, we hope this deep dive has sparked your curiosity, maybe even inspired you to plan your own trip someday.
Until next time, keep exploring, keep those questions coming, and most importantly, keep believing in the power of stories.
The magic doesn't end when you close the book. It's about taking those stories with you and creating your own magic in the world.